let's go and quickly create a new repository. So let's click here, new repository, and we're going to call it range slider input integer. It's going to be public. We will have readme, git ignore, and MIT license. So let's create it. And then copy the code. And here I went one level up from before. So I was in composing web components / range slider UI. So now I am in the composing web components folder, and inside I will clone this repository. So git clone. So now if I do ls, I have range slider integer, range slider UI, and video lessons. So I can go into cd range slider integer. Oops, no range slider integer. Okay, and I want to open it. I want to open the new code, and I have now all the files for the range slider integer here. So let's go and create a new index HTML file. We know how this one works. So doc type HTML, HTML tag, and head tag, and inside we have the meta char set character set to UTF-8, closing, and then body, and here we have source is bundle.js. Okay. Oh, again, I have this double quotes. So now it should be okay. So, okay. Then we need a new folder, source. And inside of this folder, we will have index.js. And then we also need another folder, in the root. So here in the root, we need a folder demo. And inside of the demo, we also need a file demo.js. Demo.js will require, so const range slider. Okay, we can just say range equals require range slider UI. And we have the input integer. We require input integer UI. Of course, require your components. And then we have basically const range slider equals range, and you can set the opts min 0, max 10, and then we pass in the opts, and we can just call this one integer, and then we say here input integer. And we say integer and also pass in the opts. And then at the end, we can say document body append range slider, and we can just do them together, and input integer and append them at once. Okay, so now what we need is we need the package JSON. So let's do npm init. So range slider integer version 0001. Entry point is source index.js, and then this is the repo, author, I don't know, license MIT, and this is okay. So let's check it out. So here we now need to adapt also the start and build. So let's go into the scripts and do start. Start is taking Budo demo.js and making a bundle.js, and then we need it live reloaded and we need it open when we start, and then comma, and we need a build, and build is using Browserify, and again demo/demo.js, and we turn that into bundle.js, and that's it. Okay, so what we need now, we need to install all of our modules that we are requiring. So we are requiring Budo and Browserify. So npm install Budo Browserify save -dev. Oof, Dave. And then we will also require both of the components that we created. So range slider UI and input integer UI will be mine. And you have to see what you call them and then require those. So cool. Oops. I have to do clear here. And then I do npm install range slider UI and input integer UI and -- save. Okay, so now let's see if this works. npm start. Okay, we have our range slider and we have the input field. So next time we make this a little bit pretty, and then we can start making them talk to each other.